Update on the Lingenfelter LS7 240 SX that I traded my mint condition 1993 Mazda RX-7 for. There was basically nothing wrong with it. So here I am with my 240, and I pulled the motor out of it in like a day or so, and yeah, pulled the motor and trans out. Sitting in the driveway because I was waiting on my motor to come back, which it has not yet, before I put everything back together. Pulled the motor, pulled the trans. There's the trans sitting on the jack. There's my exhaust. There's my drive shaft. There's my other header. Pulled it all, hand delivered it to Lingenfelter, because when I traded my 1993 Mazda RX-7 for the 240 SX, the water in the radiator didn't get drained during transport, and it froze in the heads, cracked the block, cracked my Mizzier water pump. I already sent the Mizzier water pump off to be repaired, and so this is where I'm at. Lingenfelter hasn't given me a price yet. We're still trying to discuss how much it's going to be, and since I hand delivered it to them in North Carolina, pulled it out, did a 1,300 mile round trip. I'm just waiting on them to get back to me so I can either I can send them some money to get started on getting a new block and heads. The car's been sitting now for about 2 or 3 months, so I'm gonna have to drain all the gas out, get new gas. Yep, I've got my body kit hanging from the ceiling because I've got nowhere else to really put it. I might just throw the 240 back in the garage because it's probably going to be another month or two before I get my motor. Gives me a little bit of time to save up for a new motor, new block, heads, assembly, shipping, etc. I'm not very happy because my buddy Andrew Schulte, he's driving around my perfect Mazda RX-7, having a blast, while I'm over here crying about everyone going to Drift Week this week and competing in Pro-Am, which I should have been able to do. So it's just a waiting game at this point. And I'd love to get the car back on the road, but I don't want to put it back together crappy. I don't want to spend all that money and time to put it back together, making less horsepower than it was, less, just the car needs the Lingenfelter motor back in it. I mean, it's on it. Mark was kind enough, the VP, to take the motor back and in person talk to me and meet with me. So I'm gonna do this the right way. There was a minute there where I was kind of distraught, thinking, what am I gonna do? This motor is not cheap at all. It's not a junkyard LS build. This is done right. This is done professional. And the fact of the matter is that since the block and the head's cracked, I didn't have insurance on it when that happened. So I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet. And you learn valuable lessons when you do stuff like this. Instead of just, going the cheaper route and, taking time, you're like, oh, I'm patient, whatever. Just doing everything myself. I'm just gonna go out there, hand delivered the motor, because now I have like anxiety about anyone else handling my stuff. And it's not really the guy's fault. It happens. It's an accident. But had I just done it myself, I would have came straight home. Motor probably wouldn't have froze. And that's just the end of that. So there's your update. Sorry this was so long.